Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Robot Tech. Look, Beskar is back from beyond the grave.
Huzzah.
He's still alive.
2.0.
Yeah. He's dead, and then we resurrected. Welcome back to Robot Attack. I'm Scar715 with, of course, my co-host, Beskar Snake. Where have you been? Did you get kidnapped and...
It just touring the solar system, checking out a few other galaxies. Just you had to make the rounds, like you do every so often.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you did get kidnapped, and then they're like, God, I don't know how Scouter does this every month, and they just returned you back. So
yeah, they felt bad for you.
Yeah,
but they wanted to actually punish you more by bringing me back.
Yeah, that's real.
Here I am.
That's a real suffer. And happy anniversary, by the way.
Oh shoot! Wow, holy cow! I can't believe it's been 50 years.
No, do you know what I'm talking about, sir? It's on your hat.
Well, okay. So are you talking about the birth of Metal Gear Solid?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on.
No, that's where I went initially, but I'm like, Scouter's not going to. But yeah, no, yeah, it's been, oh, it's so awesome. So happy.
Come on, what kind of fan are you? Jeez.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, as of this recording of this podcast, don't want to date the podcast, but it's the 5th, but it's the 3rd that it was released. Yeah. I had to look it up because I think I remembered a post on it because I get Metal Gear Solid posts because they know I like terrible games apparently. So,
Hey, when you start, touting Resident Evil, they try to throw games at you that'll fix that.
Yeah. So I know it's been 80 million years. Tell me what you've been playing lately. Madden, I know, I've seen it. How is the college? Tell me about college.
So the college, we've been waiting 10 years.
Yeah.
Because the last one was NCAA 14.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There was a game mode that I played that I thought was not online, and the first game was online, and I remembered why I don't play sports games online. 2 reasons. One,
you're gonna get stomped.
Am not. I can have fun playing them on my own, or maybe with like buddies.
Yeah.
That I know are similar skill levels, me and everything.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I'm by no means good. I don't enter competitions. I never played it, sports games online regularly or anything. But yeah, like you said, gonna get stomped. The 3 games that I've won, because I did play a few more, because I was like, you know what, maybe I'll give it a shot. The 3 games that I've won out of the games that I've played in that, 2 of them, the other person forfeited.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of them was actually a legitimate, pretty good back and forth game. And we were very clearly pretty matched in skill level. So, yeah, I don't have any plans of playing any more online with
ever again.
No, absolutely not. And then I won't even really get into it, but a few of the other people that I played were just... I'll let you form your own thoughts there, but I'm very glad for the mute function in gaming.
I can see where you're going with that.
Like,
don't play Sea of Thieves then. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, that could be a whole podcast in and of itself. But no, I mean the game, from what I've played overall, it's fun. It's college. You've got some fun little plays that they do. Actually, I was playing against my nephew the other day, and I actually found a play that I didn't even know existed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't, and maybe it's newer in colleges and stuff like that. But I didn't even know this kind of fake was a play, because I had never seen it in watching college sports or anything, or watching any football for that matter. So
Yeah.
But no, that was kind of fun and interesting. But no, it's good. Been playing a good amount of that, of course. Um, I made my player to look like about the oldest freshman possible. He looks like he's already retired from the workforce and he went back to college, and it's awesome. Um, but yeah, no, that's one of the big ones. Obviously, that's one of the ones that I I won't get too much into it. Um, but for the longest time, I've said to people I've had this discussion with, kind of in a joking manner, I said, I am all for college athletes getting paid to play sports
Yeah.
solely so that I could get NCAA football back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but no, I mean that's like I said, I won't get into that. That's a whole different discussion there. But
Mm.
no, I'm glad we have it back. I hope that things don't get too out of hand with all the changes that they're making, and we don't lose that NCAA sports privilege again. Um, because it'll be exciting. I probably won't get Madden this year. I haven't gotten Madden regularly for a very. I never really got Madden every year. I'd buy it every couple of years, just to have a new skin on the same
I'm
old
just
game.
gonna cut you short. Just leave that for a little bit.
Okay,
What
okay, fair enough.
what other games have you played lately?
I did play a little bit more Final Fantasy 14.
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten a free month um, subscription to play, and I understood it a little bit more. I put a little bit more time into it to really kind of dig into it, and I got a lot more out of it than what I've played when I've played before. I'm still, I know I've said it before, I'm still not an MMO guy.
Yeah.
Like, if there's gonna be, if one of the few worlds and fantasy universes that would have the best chance of getting me into an MMO is Final Fantasy. Um, and yeah, it's fun, but I can't see myself paying for a subscription all the time. I don't know. Maybe every so many months, I'll be like, yeah, I'll buy a month and play it for a little bit. But no, it's fun. I get why people like it. There's a lot to do, of course, and there's even more to do. Um, we actually just recently started playing for the third game on my list. We just started playing Cult of the Lamb
Hmm.
in co-op, and that game is stupid fun.
Okay.
So
So I
I highly recommend it to.
so my pro every time I do watch some streamers. I've been actually watching a streamer recently with playing that. I still watching it today, and I'm like, what is even going on? It seems like there's a lot going on in that game and I haven't watched a whole lot of it, and I'm sure obviously like playing it versus watching it is a whole different experience. So
I don't know who you're watching. I'm assuming that they're probably much further into the game.
mm,
Um, what I will say is, I've watched some people play it before as well. Back when it had first come out, and some other times along the way, and it did seem a little overwhelming. The game does a really good job of kind of stepping you through and getting you acquainted. Like it we're probably technically still in the tutorial.
yeah,
We've beaten the first boss,
sure,
but we're probably still in the tutorial because it's still there's so much to do that there's still kind of holding our hand, and our quests are kind of pointing us to what to do. So if you're interested in it at all, I got it on sale. I think it was like I for PlayStation. It was like under $3,
sure,
I think.
okay.
And I think it goes on Steam all the time on sale as they tend to do. I'm sure there's a fall sale coming up or something, but
Yeah.
yeah, if you're interested, I will recommend
I mean, if
get it.
it's also on the realm of Don't Starve, I assume I would like it,
Yes,
love it. So
yes,
I think they
there's
collaborated with something. I don't know.
They might have. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it I think you would really enjoy it because you have some um, base building and managing aspects to it, but then you also have dungeon crawling.
Mm.
So it's. I think you would enjoy it. I personally think that it's well worth the $25 that it is regularly. But yeah, of course, if you can get it on sale, that's great. I mean, I've learned over the years now, Devolver Digital makes some really fun games and really awesome games, and they're the ones
I
behind
think they
that as well.
made
So
something.
they have a pretty extensive list
Yeah.
of Devolver Digital.
I think was it
Yeah, they did Inscription. They did Hotline Miami, Enter the
Hotline
Gungeon,
Miami.
Death's Door. Yeah, I loved Hotline Miami. Great. I think that was the first game of theirs that I ever played. I mean, that
Mm.
was back in 2012. Katana Zero. I forgot they had a hand in the reboot of Shadow Word, the Talos Principle, um, Bro Force, My Friend
Oh, that's
Pedro.
it. Bro Force. That's why I know
Yeah,
them.
yeah. No, they have. I I forgot how big of a they have. So there was apparently they have 119 games.
Mm.
Human Fall Flat, um, Serious Sam 4, Ali Ali
Oh,
World,
there you go. Was it
y-
again?
Devolver
Devolver.
Digital. Yep. Yeah, no, they
I
they
think.
they put they got a good team over there. They make some really fun, really good, just kind of sometimes kind of wacky out there games like Hotline Miami, for example. I had never played a game like Hotline Miami. That game made me uncomfortable at times, with the story. Like, it
Yeah.
was just very. Hotline Miami 2, definitely more so, but even the first one, it was just like, why are all these people in masks? And, like, I thought I was just going to kick in some doors and, clear some levels. No, there's more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Devolver Digital. They've they know what they're doing in a lot of things, and I really hope to see even more out of them.
Yeah.
Just because they have so many games that I've either played or I've wanted to play. Um, Always excited to see their name pop up in a sizzle
And
reel.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
they're one of those names where if their name's attached to it, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to be a good game,
Hmm.
but it starts it out at a higher bar.
Yeah, for sure.
It just so yeah. That's I've obviously played other things over the last 938 months since the last podcast that I was in.
20 million
Um,
years. Yeah.
but what have you played
I was
over
gonna
the?
say to I don't know what I was gonna say. Let's see. Well, so I think I don't know. I don't think I mentioned this. My computer. I can't. I've just translated everything to make my computer go faster. So I
Mm,
lost some things like Dark Souls 3, and
oh,
so that 24-hour stream was useless. I mean, it was still, still achievable. But I beat Dark Souls 3, and then I lost all the data for that, so that's fun. So all
oh.
that hard work for nothing. I
Well,
mean, I'll probably play it again and stuff like that.
just reinstall the disc.
Yeah,
Put the disc back in
just
the
put that
drive, and
back
yeah,
in my day. Back in my day.
it should be saved on
Oh,
the cartridge.
I was gonna make the
Instead of just
joke, yeah, of coming back from boring state Ohio, and yeah, just like a lot of things happened at once. I was traveling and yeah, came trying to get my computer to not blue screen, and so far it has not blue screened yet.
That's odd.
So that's the most highlight of not things happening. Um, I just played. Try not to mention Trackmania and Sea of Thieves, but Trackmania. Been playing, of course, Sea of Thieves, but also just recently streamed Rimworld again. Trying to remember how to play that game, and I almost died, and it was not a good time. And then I've got finally Bloodborne. I finally
solid game.
Picked it up, and I love it so far. It's definitely in the realm of Elden Ring, and well, it's the same Dark Souls-y. It's the same company.
It's a
Soulsborne, thank you. So it's a Soulsborne game. So, but it's more, I like it because it's like more Lovecraftian and Victorian era and cool like that. And I just recently picked up Dredge finally, and I just played like 5-10 minutes of it. I think not even like maybe 5 minutes. I just wanted to see what it looked like. And yeah, definitely a game I will probably stream sometime this month because yeah, it looks gorgeous, and it's like indie horror vibe that I kind of like. And what else have I been playing? Yeah, that's well, mostly, like I said, mostly was trying to get my PC, like literally got my PC together and then recorded the podcast with Sally. It's just it kind of worked out in a way, essentially. So I'm glad that and then getting my stream back up together. But yeah, I lost some game files, but of course the game files that mattered, because like some games, as you know, don't that have cloud accessibility, and you can just, doesn't matter if your computer explodes, you could still like pick up the game where you left off because of the cloud. Wow. And some of these games do not. Of course, they're on the save file that I don't know what happened. It was just a nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
It's great. Yeah, don't. But my computer hopefully won't blue screen again, and it's faster. That's kind of what also matters. But
yeah.
So also, I have exciting news. Planet Coaster 2 is gonna come out. I'm sorry, I had to say it because I kid you not, Beskar. All right, I'm gonna play out the day of what this will look like. All right, on Twitter, it was like Frontier, which is the developer of Planet Coaster, was like, "Hey, stream in 5 minutes or whatever, or stream in 10 minutes, stream in 5 minutes." So like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll check them out because I'm like, it's Frontier. They do great stuff. They do all the stuff. So start off with the countdown, and then when it hit 0, I was like, Planet Coaster 2, and then I don't know if you saw the video, but basically it guided up, and then there's a roller coaster. I'm like, okay, yeah, and then they showed water slides. I am so excited. And then kept playing the clip, and it said Planet Coaster 2. I said, called it, and I was like literally shouting in my cubicle office. It was great. And backyard baseball, backyard sports, backyard. I don't know what this is gonna be. I'm afraid. I'm very afraid of how much money I'm gonna spend. I hope that I hope it's not just backyard baseball. It seems so far just backyard baseball, but I'm hoping if I'm okay with buying all the DLCs of which one I want, but I hope they don't just do one. I mean, I love backyard baseball, but of course I love backyard football. I love backyard hockey. I love backyard. Pretty much slap a sticker on backyard and I will buy it. But I think there's a few of them that I didn't play. I don't think I played basketball. I don't think I've done. But of course, like baseball, hockey, and football. That's the 3 I would probably care about. Because that is ingrained in my childhood memory. So
well, you probably won't have to spend too much because you'll probably just be able to get them in the cereal box, right?
I mean, I still can literally play them right now. I still literally right here. Don't ignore that they're on a burnt disc, but I can literally play it right here. Backyard baseball.
You monster.
What are you gonna do, Beskar? What are you gonna do? So
I'm calling him right now. Hello.
call. We got him.
Hello?
We got him, boys.
You got get him.
Get him.
Go.
I can literally play him right now. I think besides backyard football, that one I couldn't get working. So yeah, I'm mostly can't wait for Planet Coaster 2, and it looks promising. There's a lot of aspects to it. Paths are gonna be easier. I know like a lot of people are annoyed by that, and also, you could actually customize the roller coaster cart. The car. You could place things on the cart. It's amazing. So, fun. Anyways, so the reason why I cut you off, and this is probably why I should probably tell you before we record this podcast. We talk about games, by the way. And so we kind of covered a little bit of this about when a series should end, right? So this is why I cut you off, because I was thinking we should talk about why, and this is going to be a little sportsy, but why should EA keep going with like Madden 98, Madden 99, Madden 2024, Madden 2025, Madden 2026? Why can't they go like in a DLC aspect? So it's kind of like we kind of covered a little bit of this, but I was thinking like, for a consumer like this guy, why can't you just do DLC, new roster update? So that is today's topic. It's called money.
Money. That is the show, everybody.
That's it. We're done. 22 minutes. This is a world record podcast. But think about it this way. I mean, that's why I stopped you, because you proved the point, right? You're gonna only buy them every, and this is why, backyard baseball came out. I was like, oh yeah, maybe that's a good topic, but maybe not. I don't know. Might be short, but because we already just covered it, money. But like for you, like this for me, I don't think last time I bought a NHL game was probably, oh god, 2020 maybe, or something like that. It's been a while. And every couple of years, you know what? The game doesn't change. The game doesn't change in terms of what to do in the game. I remember back in my day, Beskar, I don't know if you know this, but you could customize, and maybe you could do this too. This is probably how bad I am. You could customize your own stadium. You could do whatever you want on the stadium. You could build your own stadium.
So, the first Madden game,
Yeah.
first John Madden football,
Yeah.
came out in 1988.
Yeah. That sounds familiar.
For MS-DOS.
Uh-huh.
At the Apple II, 64, and maybe another one, as long as I'm getting the right thing. So, as I know people will be shocked out there wasn't the widespread internets.
Whoa, what?
I know.
You had to use dial-up and tell your mom to hang up the phone?
There was one time where I tried to call on cue when I was on the internet and couldn't figure out why I couldn't call them, and then that was when I learned that I was taught by my parents that it's it really clicked. I should say they had already told me, but it really clicked that the internet is taking up our phone line. But anyway, so So yeah, obviously, this was back in one of the bygone eras of one that I believe I've mentioned on here before because there are pros and cons to it. Sorry, everybody, for hitting the microphone.
It's okay.
Um, I believe there are pros and cons to it. In my opinion, that when you made a game, when a company made a game and they sent it out, that's it. That's all she wrote. End of story. If that game doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's no day one patch. There's no, you know, DLC update, free patch, free update that you can run to fix everything. You can just push out this patch to hot fix everything going on. There's no, oh, well, you got a digital code now, so we can just change it whenever we need to help out, to remove things, add things, change things, buff things, um, get new rosters, like you said, or heck, you add a whole new team into a sport like Las Vegas.
Las
You know, Las
Vegas.
Vegas now has a football team. So you know you couldn't, if this happened in 1988, you couldn't add in Las Vegas in there. If players changed teams, you couldn't just send out an update that sent them out. So obviously they went, oh, okay, you know, the next one came out in 1990, sorry, 1990. So 2 years later, they spent some time. That came out on the Genesis, the SNES, and the Amiga. Uh, so obviously they went, okay, um, cool. You know, we'll just do this. And then Madden, I love this. So John Madden Football, Madden 92, came out in 1991.
God, I'm
But again,
old. Sorry,
you
go
know,
on.
that one, you know, they introduced some other stuff. They introduced instant replay, two-player cooperative play, review on pass interference, more audibles. They added new game modes. Um, they got, you know, some of this stuff. But they didn't have any licenses. So they tweaked some things. So obviously, you know, things need to go. Then the next year, Madden 93 came out. The next one, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. The first Madden game that I had ever received as a present and had. Um, but that, you know, eventually they started adding the cover athletes and things like that. So obviously, in this era before internet and updates, DLC, like you mentioned, patches, stuff like that. If you wanted people to buy a new game and they got the new players on new teams and stuff like that, you had to buy next year's release. You couldn't just update it. So obviously, let's see, the first one. Um, so Madden. Oh, duh, I'm dumb because it was right there for me. Okay, Madden 2000. Madden 2000. Oh no, I'm sorry. I apologize. Madden 2001, which released in 2000, was eventually made available for the PS2 when it released. Um, and obviously, internet still wasn't fully integrated into games and everything. It's so crazy for me to look at this and see that Madden 01 released for Windows, PlayStation, N64, PlayStation 2, and Game Boy Color.
Oh God.
Obviously, those aren't all direct ports of each other
All
because you're
right.
not putting the PS2 Madden
On
on a
a
Game
Game
Boy.
Boy.
Sorry, Game Boy Color. Um, but you know, you so that one could have maybe been the one of the first ones when they had the network adapter, which I don't remember when the PS2 released the network adapter. But that, you know, with the advent of the internet making its way into games, online play, you know, obviously on computer, I'm not going to look up when the first uh sorry, PlayStation 2 network adapter release.
I,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just feel like, yeah, I just feel like I'd see the like NHL coming out. I'm like, I don't know why people are still so excited about this. Like, and even people, I'm sure maybe this is more, yours as well. For NHL, it's like, oh wow, just slap a sticker saying NHL 2025. Like, I just, I just don't get it.
Yeah. So obviously, until the network adapter released in November 2001.
Mm,
So that that kind of opened the way to PlayStation at least having internet capabilities. I didn't ever get a network adapter until years after it had released, and then even then, I didn't have I couldn't find any games that I had that still had online connectivity and capabilities. I think
yeah.
I found like one game. I think there was like one Siphon Filter game that I booted up, but nobody was in any lobbies or anything, so I couldn't do anything. So obviously there had been years that they went, hey, every year we make a new one of these, we print money. We can just keep doing this. And yeah, I don't know when the first updates could be released and were released, and when they really started to do, oh, we can push out new roster updates. So hey, so and so got traded over to the Chargers. Cool, we can move them in real time to the game. Like I said, I'm not sure when that first started. Oh, I forgot that was the playlist of Madden
So,
2002.
so my question would be, what makes you buy? What makes you buy it? Like personally, is it just like a new game mode? New just because you like a player that's now on the Browns? That, oh, I want to play. I don't know who's good anymore in football.
There,
Aaron Rodgers. That's the only football player I know. I'm sorry. Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna play Aaron Rodgers on the Brown. You know.
um, the only two um Madden games that I ever bought specifically because of um oh, let me find it to make sure I'm saying the right ones. Uh to make The only ones that I bought specifically because of a player being on anything, and it had nothing to do with them in game, was Madden 12, because they had Peyton Hillis, uh, the only Browns player to grace the front cover of Madden, and Madden 09 because it had Brett Favre.
Hmm.
Um, but as far as the in game, like I said, I never bought them regularly, at least not until they were a lot cheaper. So me and a buddy, we like to play co-op.
Yeah.
Um, and in the last, I don't know, 10 years, we've bought quite a few of the Madden games to play co-op, but we bought them when they were down to $20, or we got a used copy for a lot cheaper. So what drives me is, every year, like when it gets to springtime and baseball starts going up, I go, man, I really want to play MLB The Show. Could I fire up last year's? Yeah, of course. But there's a new shiny one coming out. And that's where I know we've talked before how I'm very much the ooh, new shiny game,
No,
ooh,
sure.
new shiny game, ooh, new shiny game, and I just keep reaching and grabbing for these new games,
Yeah.
and that's where that comes in. Like I said, could I fire up MLB The Show 22 and it's going to be a great game? Absolutely, but I can also get the new shiny version. Um, so that definitely plays a factor. Um, Obviously, from a business standpoint,
Money.
the companies, yeah, the if they're gonna sell a record number every year, even though everyone always complains about how bad Madden is and how
Hmm.
bad the physics are and how easy the field goals are, where you could
Oh,
literally,
play hockey.
oh, like
Play NHL 15 or
right,
play NHL 2020.
we would make jokes. We're on PS3 here. We would make joke, not even make jokes, but we'd score a touchdown or whatever. And there was a couple of the Maddens where, so a lot of them you'll pull back on the stick to start your power,
Yeah,
and then you'll push it forward for your accuracy. Whether you're right or left, and for your power meter. We would literally go, and you'd kick the extra point.
yeah,
Field goals are a different story, but the extra point before they moved it back in real life, just like that, like they didn't put anything into it.
yeah.
So it was just kind of a joke almost. Um, but I had a train of thought here, but that's gone.
It's fine.
Um, it's so I just realized now that you've brought this topic up, and I thought about it almost instantly when you said, obviously focusing on sports games specifically, how, oh, we just get a new one every year. Why don't you just do a DLC?
Yeah.
That's how I thought when I was in college about math textbooks. When was the
Fair.
last time basic math changed?
Mm.
When was the last time calculus had a major change? Obviously, I am not a mathematician. I am not a math graduate. I don't have a math degree. My studies were in electronics, which, yes, there's math in there, but not not diving in. So I'm sure there are things that are changing all the time. They're learning new stuff. They're figuring out new ways to calculate things. They're doing new stuff. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we found all the math. I don't know. But I always thought, why is there a new textbook, a math textbook this year? Math is math is math is math. Why don't you, at the start of your college career, you buy one book, one algebra book, one calculus book, whatever it is, and then every semester you have math, you get a new little, homework book. You get a
Mm.
little side, let's call it a book DLC. That's what it is. And that has new problems, has new, um, like I said, has new homework assignments for you. Why am I buying a $300 math book every year from when 2 plus 2 still equals 4?
Right.
2 times 2 still equals 4. 2 divided by 2 still equals 1. Like, why are you charging?
Everyone check Beskar's math skills right now.
um, like, you are, college is already expensive. I don't know
Yeah.
what the cheapest college is in the world. I
None.
don't know what the most expensive college is in the world. But you are taking people who are already spending a lot of money,
Thousands. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, thousands and thousands of dollars, and you're going, oh, by the way,
You
you
also
need
have
to
to.
get a $300 chunk of paper, which I still don't understand why on earth any textbook costs more than $50.
Yeah.
That I that does not compute.
Yeah.
I've bought college textbooks before. It's a book.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that book this much more expensive than another book with stuff that's really old? Um, same thing with, like, say, English. I don't know if there's, English books that you buy every year. I know we had um some, like, writing aids that we had to buy and things like that. English has stayed the same. Yeah, maybe we add some new words, people make up words, but a lot of that's just slang, and just new spins on things, and new ways to use the vocabulary we would at. I guess I need more English classes. Ways to use the vocabulary that we have,
Yeah.
but it's the same English. It's the same math. It's the same history. Why is there a History 101 book, a History 102 book, a History 103 book when
All this could be in one book.
Yeah, you could just go, okay, and maybe, I don't know. I took a few history classes, but again, I'm not a history major, so maybe there are, chunks of history for each that maybe, okay, that's not the best example necessarily. Um, but like, going back to the math real quick, I'm sorry to harp on it, but it's the easiest one to do. When I worked at a textbook store that was on campus, we would get new math books in. That was a new edition. Why is there a new edition? and and why is the class requiring a new edition? I know I went on a whole rant about the education system, but it does tie back into, at the very base, for sports games, whether
Yeah.
it's Madden, NHL, MLB. The sport hasn't changed much. Now they have added things in baseball. They've added a pitch clock. They've added some other things. They've changed this and that. They've changed the base sizes, and they've done little tweaks here and there to the rules. That could still be a DLC. I'm not a game developer, so maybe some of those changes do take a little bit more, but I wouldn't think it'd be so much that, oh, we need to release a whole new game. Um, in the NFL, they've made some rule changes. They've changed how kickoffs work now. They've changed how different little bits of it work. I'm not sure about hockey. I'm sure they've had little rule changes and some other little things. But yeah, the biggest thing is players. The biggest thing is however many trades are made in the off season, however many trades are made during the season, things like that. And you can do these real time updates. When I log in to Madden or NHL or something, go, oh, do you want to download the latest rosters?
Why not?
Yeah. Why can't you just support that? But yeah, unfortunately, it just really boils down to money.
Money.
Because they go, oh, instead of charging you $5 for 2025's roster updates, we'll charge you
60.
$70 for a new game.
Yeah.
And the people that are hardcore are gonna buy it. And
Yeah.
it's it's similar with a lot of genres. I mean, Call of Duty, that's kind of the meme one of, oh, it's the same game with a new coat of paint on it. I know
That's
with
true.
the newest one that's coming out, yeah, they changed the movement some. So that's a big thing. I haven't played the new one. I probably won't buy the new one. Um, I think there's an open beta this weekend. Maybe I'll check it out.
That's
Maybe
right.
it'll spark and I'll go, you know what? I'm gonna get back into it. Maybe that is the change that will change it. I used to buy the new Call of Duty every year for a little while. And it was a little bit different because they did rotate developers and you changed eras and things like that. So there were some different changes there, but the core gameplay of it was, the same. And I also did like playing the single player. Um, so yeah, I mean, I know we keep making the joke about it, but when it boils down to it, it is the money because people buying a $5 DLC, even though you'll have a lot more people that'll be interested in buying that $5 DLC, because you know what, you buy the latest NHL. Next year you go, well, I still have NHL. There's a $5 DLC. I'll spend that $5. Hey, $5 a year, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But when it's $60 a year, unless you're a super hardcore, you want the newest, latest, and greatest all the time, there's a lot I would venture to guess that there are a lot less people that are willing to pay $60 or $70 every single year for what is essentially the same game with a little bit of different paint on it versus the amount of people that would pay $5 to get that fresh coat of paint and have that update.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
What was the question?
Money.
Did we start recording yet?
Yeah. Money boils down to money.
On
No.
today's podcast,
I just
money.
I just feel like that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you could get a whole lot of more people with the $5 roster change update like for me, my NHL, whatever I have, I don't know offhand. NHL 15, let's just say. For me, I'm not gonna buy an NHL for another. Like the last time I might have bought one was probably because they released an outdoor update. That one I could see why that would make sense. Like
Yeah.
you could play outdoors, or no, there was. I think there was. They had NHL '98 on it too that you could play like the current players, but not Windows NHL '98. That's pretty much. I still have it on Sega, or my brother still has it. I lied. My brother has it. Uh, so of course I'm gonna get that one. So unless something significant happens for me, I'm not gonna buy the new NHL game. I will say, if they have a cover of somebody that I like, of course, I bought the one with PK Subban on it of the Nashville Predators. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that one because it has, first of all, Nashville, let alone, and well, PK Subban was okay, but he wasn't my favorite player. But it had a Nashville player on it, so like I bought that one, and I think this year has the Sudans. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know who's on that. Sutters. Thank you, brain. Uh, but like, I've been seeing a little bit of like updates about here's what NHL 95 2025. I'm just like, yeah, it's the same game. It's the same one as I got it. And same thing. If it wasn't on sale, I think the most recent one was because it's like $5, or you get like three games and pick on this bin of three games, and you all for like $5 each. And I'm like, well, yeah, may as well pick NHL 50, 25, 24 or whatever. And yeah, I mean, for me, if it wasn't, I would probably easily spend $5 to get roster updates. I'm just saying, if I,
Oh yeah.
That's just me, but
Sorry, apparently this is difficult to say. I'm trying to find
if they have a
how many.
college hockey, I will buy that one. I want to play
I'm
against
trying
Ohio State.
to
Just
lose.
kidding. Yeah, probably.
I'm apparently this is really hard, or I'm just not doing doing it right. I'm trying to find how many sales Madden has made every year. Like, you know what I mean? And
Oh,
there's
EA, I could tell you, is probably dead by now at this point. They have
so
nothing
it's
going for
funny
them.
because
I
I
say
found
that, I'm sure that. Yeah.
one list
Yeah.
that from the first Madden,
Yeah.
from John Madden Football, and this list goes all the way up to Madden 13. I don't know why
Okay.
they stopped, but it gives the sales per year.
Okay.
Um, and it's steadily increased for the most part. A few times it
Hmm.
I was really
A
confused because
surprise.
Madden 12 sold 5 million units.
Yeah.
Well then um Madden 13 it said 1.6 million. I went, what the heck? But that's in the first week.
Oh, wow.
So it's but yeah, I cannot find
That's interesting.
information past
Well, good for
Madden
them.
13. Like
Well, I'm sure it's,
um
yeah.
so I could probably dig deeper and all that, but trying to do my 30 seconds of Googling,
Yeah.
I was trying to find if yeah, like you said, you could get I feel like the percentage of people that would spend $5 a year is significantly higher than the people that would spend $60 a year. But if you had, some quick math, which I'm not going to do the quick math because I didn't buy this year's latest math book, so I don't know
Yeah,
what the calculations are.
yeah.
Um, you could obviously have the scale like this, but even the people paying $60 are still going to outweigh the people that'll pay $5. You know, because you need 12 people to every one person that'll spend that $60, and with the base price of games going up to $70, now you need 14 people per one person that would spend that $70. So yeah, I think they're gonna stick with the yearly releases, even if, you know, obviously EA's not hurting.
No, I wish though.
EA could give Madden out for free every year, and then do DLCs.
Yeah,
and they would still make money.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm getting at.
Yeah, Grand Pooh Bear, he mentioned with Super Mario Maker 2.
Who plays that?
With Super Mario Maker 2, you know, they shut off support for Super Mario Maker 2 pretty quickly. It was kind of abrupt.
Yeah.
To be, you know, I don't know how much you followed it, but you know, I played it a decent amount, and they were like, "Oh, here's our last update," and everyone was like, "What? I thought this was still pretty popular." But getting back to Grand Pooh Bear, he's like, if they released Super Mario Maker 3 free to play, but then you had different additions for the game that you paid for, like different backgrounds, different music, different texture packs, different enemy packs and stuff like that, they'd still make a boatload. You know, same thing, which with like, I remember a couple of years ago with Call of Duty, you could buy the whole game, but I think you could also buy just zombies. You could buy just the multiplayer. You could, you know, you could kind of parse out. So if you only ever play zombies, you could buy just zombies for a cheaper price than the $60. And, you know, same thing. You could do that. Release Madden where I can play maybe online with just a basic game for $20. Well, now if I want to play franchise mode, that's another $10. If I want to play, you know, touch football modification, flag football, that's in a $5 pack. You know, just little things, and parse that out. You know, I don't know if they could make more money, but they probably could.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, you might be interested in paying $15 to play Madden flag football.
Oh,
that might intrigue you enough to go, you know what, I'll give that a shot.
Yeah.
You know, because it's you're not paying $70 to just play the flag football aspect of the game.
Right.
You know, you're paying a small portion. Again, that could get into a whole different discussion about nickel and diming, so to speak, with things in free to play and stuff like that.
Don't say it too loud, EA. Will come pick this up and start charging
right in through the door and sue us for idea infringement.
We're calling it now. EA is gonna steal our ideas.
Yeah. Tokyo Game Show's come up a little bit. They don't usually show Madden at Tokyo Game Show, but they might this year, and they're gonna have our ideas in there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know if that's the answers you were looking for, but
no, I'll take it. No, it's fine.
I'll step down from my soapbox.
It's fine. This is why I figured I didn't need to tell you the topic.
Everybody knows now that sports video games and math textbooks are the same.
Apparently, yes. That's what they got out of this podcast. That's all that matters.
Hopefully EA doesn't take the idea that I mentioned and misconstrue it to where now Madden costs $300 like the textbook.
They're still paying. You're still gonna buy it, aren't you?
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Beskar. I just made your NHL 2026 10 times more expensive.
Everybody remember, when
can't swear in this podcast.
When I can't afford to be on the podcast anymore because I got to turn the electricity off and I got to sell my computer, it's because Scouter made.
You know, that's a great segue. We're at the end of this podcast. You could donate to this coffee. No, I mean, I'm not lying about that, but Anyways, cool. No, yeah, no. I just thought about it, and I was like, it doesn't make sense to me, but now it does. I mean, I
It
knew that since the beginning, but
all you needed was math textbooks.
who knew? Who knew? But I mean, think about it this way, right? I just started this podcast, Planet Coaster 2. Why don't they just put that on the DLC? But stupid me, I'm gonna buy it because it's Planet Coaster. It's literally one of my first favorite games of Roller Coaster Tycoon. Well, Frontier is the same developer as Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, but anyways, you know what I mean. One of my first loving games, Roller Coaster Tycoon, and you throw water into it. And I called the water feature too, by the way. I called that. Because everyone was like, oh, they're never going to do a water feature in Planet Coaster 3, and here's why. Or Planet Coaster, and here's why. I'm like, oh, yeah, you going to eat your words. And sure enough, Scouter's right.
Real fast, I won't go long on this one. But think a couple years back with Among Us.
Yeah.
They were going to make Among Us 2. But then they shifted gears and they just added everything to Among Us. We still don't have Among Us 2. There's been a million clones. I think the most recent kind of one in that vein is Lethal Company. I haven't played it, but I've seen little bits on it and everything. But they kind of did sort of the opposite of what we've talked about in this podcast and went, hey, we're going to release a whole new game and charge people, more money for it. But then they shifted and went, wait a minute. What if we put all this into the game we already have that's already in people's hands?
Yeah.
And obviously that had a huge resurgence for people that like playing Among Us. So that proved that it can work in some instances. Yeah, that's a small game that grew. That wasn't a big, massive franchise like Madden or NHL or Call of Duty or Battlefield or anything like that. But it did work, even on the small scale. That might translate up, But businesses are going to business.
Yeah.
EA's going to EA.
Yeah, it's EA. Fair enough. Well, that is for sure the literally last part of this podcast. I appreciate everyone sticking around. I know this topic was of the ordinary and not everyone plays sports, but it's a good topic anyways. It kind of, like I said, related to Planet Coaster and other games. So Beskar, check him out. He's on Twitter, Twitch, sometimes streams once in a while, whenever that's going to be.
I've said it every time, but I'm going to continue the tradition of I hope to.
At this point, this might as well be a game day. Because
I got the monitor hooked up to maybe finally do
this. I'm excited.
I've been testing it out, playing and stuff, and what I've realized is it's very difficult and dangerous
to do that
if you're playing a game that you have like sympathetic movements.
Yeah.
Because I noticed when I was playing some NCAA on there, I was fine.
Yeah.
When I was playing Battlefield, I partner killed myself a few times because I'd start to walk because I'm looking at an angle. So I'd start to I'd be running in the game and I'd start to drift a little bit. My foot would rumble in the edge and I'm like, oh, good thing they put that little rumble there. So but I did not fall. I do use the safety shut off thing. I tuck that into my clothes to make sure that
I was gonna say you should actually use the safety feature for this.
I do. I absolutely do.
Because I feel like multiple, you're gonna lose concentration on something.
It's especially if I do start to try to stream with it. I'm trying to
do all this other stuff.
It might be the first and last stream of that. We'll see though.
It's gonna be great.
Interested to try it out sometime. Oh hey pup.
Doggo. First and last, and Beskar just slam his face on the treadmill live on the internet. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be clips all over the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, please, Scouter, I'm tasking you with this because you're the first one to hear this. If it does happen,
the people listening to this podcast,
True, but you are the first since we are recording this.
Yeah.
I ask that you try to monetize that clip
Yeah.
and donate that money to Extra Life.
Yeah. True. So yeah, check out
Extra Life GDQ. Just spread it out to the good causes. Anyway.
Yeah, check out Beskar. He's on Twitter, Twitch. He's a cool dude, and he puts up with this podcast. And sometimes I let him talk about his favorite things once in a while. And this was one of them. And so yeah, and also this podcast. If you want to check out more, we just did amazing podcast with Sally.
Yes.
Please check that out.
Go.
Please.
Trust me.
Please do that.
If you hated me being in this podcast again, go check that one out.
Because honestly, you missed. I loved it.
I
was a nervous wreck, by the way, if you couldn't tell. But please, if any podcast, please check out the last one, because Sally did not have to do that. And never mind, I won't spoil anything, but
go check it out.
But
it's a good one.
We're on Spotify.
Like I said, you don't have to listen to me. Go listen to them.
We don't have to listen to any of the podcasts. I'll be frank with you; they're all terrible. But if you were to listen to one of them, Zach Fierce and Sally, those two are the only ones I care about. Well, of course I care about the other ones. I'm just kidding. They're all great. They're all amazing, of course. We're on Spotify, Robot Attack, and on YouTube, Scutterswan5. Oh, by the way, random, Trackmania. I know I talked about Trackmania, but good God, I've been getting so many views with Trackmania videos on my YouTube. Yeah. I don't know where they're unedited. I don't understand it, but I'll take it. I'll take the W. But anyways, off topic. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next month. Appreciate it.
And if you want to see more of that live, make sure to go check out.
Don't do that.
Twitch as well.
But yes, if you want to submit also stuff, please comment below, and any conversations you have with this topic, please comment below. Appreciate it. We liked reading them, and it's a great time. Yeah, thanks so much. See you next time. Good night. Goodbye.